The Terra revival plan has passed the vote, with around 65% majority voting in favor of a new Terra chain. The new Terra Luna 2.0 is set to launch within 24 to 36 hours on May 27th. This is why it's absolutely crucial that you watch this video so we can plan on what to do next. Now the thing is, I'm going to tell you guys honestly, I would proceed with caution before you jump into investing in anything to do with Terra Luna. Personally, I think it's not that simple that we can all just jump into this new chain. I think Kwon has really undermined the trust of the community, and then suddenly within a couple of weeks to already be launching a new chain. Doesn't a new chain take years of development and fixing the bugs and potential hacks that could take place? I just feel like this could be potentially too premature, but I could be wrong. Of course, I want the Terra Luna community to prosper, and that's why I'm issuing this message that it's one of the most riskiest investments out there right now to go anywhere near the Terra Luna ecosystem, even if they are launching a new blockchain. My heart goes out there to the developers and projects that have really worked hard and have been really scarred by all that's happened. But I do seem to see that they all seem to be already transitioning towards the new Terra chain. The vote has passed. The community, however, is split between the Luna fork, which is not actually a fork, which I covered in my previous video, and how many holders are actually preferring a Luna burn instead. How that would work is that if they burn a big chunk of Luna supply contracts. That means Luna tokens are more scarce and it brings up the price. I don't think much burning is going to help save the ecosystem and what we've seen happen to its price. In a way, I do think the only way forward is proposing a new chain, but doing this so quickly, I understand that there are loads of projects and people waiting for this to happen straight away. But then what was the time taken to ensure that this protocol is going to be hack-proof and that the same issues don't happen again? There's not been any clear guidance. All I've been hearing is Kwon confidently saying, as always, oh, we're going to launch this new chain, it's going to be amazing. You know, classic Kwon ways of thinking. Wu Blockchain has posted the interpretation by Terra community members. They've said the post-snapshot block of 7,790,000 and Terra 2.0 could happen as soon as Thursday, May 26, 2022 at 4:20 UTC. The supply at Genesis is closer to 116.7 million, rising to 182 million after 1 year. Also note the existing network will be renamed Terra Classic. As you can see, the token will be called Luna Classic, LUNC, and they will have a new Terra blockchain, which we are going to go into, Terra 2.0, and they're going to have the new Terra blockchain, which is what the community voted in favor of. A lot of exchanges are supporting Terra 2.0. If you know the exchange BitTrue, they've said that BitTrue will continue our historic support of Terra Money by being the first exchange to launch Luna V2 trading. You got to understand, exchanges also have an ulterior motive. They also want to make money. They've also seen huge losses with what happened with Luna. This is in a way for them to regain those losses, have more liquidity in the new Luna token, have more trading, and then making more commission. But I really think all of you Finpactors need to approach with caution. I wouldn't be investing anything you're not willing to lose, especially when it's to do with Terra Luna, and it's just too early. You know, if they took years in development, like for example, take Ethereum Classic. Ethereum and Ethereum Classic forked. I know this is not a fork, this is a separate chain, but they forked. Now, Ethereum Classic gained a lot of support over the years once they started hiring new developers, new advisors like IOHK, etc. They started having they started fixing their own issues over the years. This is been 2 weeks? Less than 3 weeks? 3 weeks since the crash? How can you just propose a new blockchain? And can you tell us what the components of that will be? And I want to know why these developers are all just jumping straight into the new blockchain straight away. Is this going to be Terra Luna the same thing in terms of the chain? But then what about the hacks? How are they going to fix it? 2 weeks is not enough time to bulletproof us from the 60 billion crash we've seen. Huobi, which is another fantastic big exchange, one that I really love using as well, is also supporting Terra 2.0. So it seems that all the exchanges are lined up ready for May 27th for the new launch of the V2. Phoenix Finance is one that's built on Terra Luna, and they are going to be shifting their DeFi project onto Terra 2.0. It just seems a bit rushed, don't you guys think? I mean, look at this. We encourage Terra developers to signal support and commit to build on the fork on public channels ASAP. I mean, don't they say nothing happens when it's ASAP? It takes years to build the code, to fix the glitches, the trial and error. This is why I like Charles Hoskinson's approach. If you guys don't know, Charles Hoskinson is the founder of Cardano, and he has a evidence-based method where he peer reviews the code. He has the code validated and checked with cryptographers around the world, and he takes years. People complain, Cardano, the sleeping giant. I mean, come on, Cardano may be called the sleeping giant, but when has Cardano ever had a catastrophe like what's happened to the Terra Luna ecosystem? And by the way, I am not someone who's not an advocate of Terra Luna. If you guys go back to my previous videos, I was one of the biggest advocates of Terra Luna. I still think they have potential. I just think they're rushing this. And I also think Kwon needs to change his attitude a little bit. I mean, look, no one's negating that he probably is a very intelligent person, but nevertheless, what happened. People's livelihoods have been impacted. Let's not forget that. Personally, I'm staying away from this launch. I think we might see some short-term rallies just because of the hype and the community that we have. But remember, this is a revival plan. This is also to compensate existing Terra Luna holders, which a lot of us are. But if you're not and you're newly going to invest, then I would say this is one of the most riskiest investments out there. Whilst all this is happening, authorities are cracking down on Terraform Labs and Kwon. South Korean authorities have been putting pressure on Kwon. And also on top of that, remember I mentioned, yes, a lot of big exchanges are getting involved, which I'm not going to lie, I'm quite surprised that they're so eagerly just jumping in on this. But I guess they also have their own vested interest like any business would. This is why I think we need more regulation in crypto. Anyway, South Korean legislators are meeting Korea's top 5 exchanges on May 25th to check the status of Luna and UST customer losses. Already covered this in my previous video, but just to recap, 30% of the new Luna tokens will be awarded to both pre- and post-collapse Luna and UST holders in a fixed manner. The South Korean legislators are actually scheduled to meet Upbit, BitHump, Kwon, Corbit, and GoPax. And this is after they were instructed to freeze Luna Foundation Guard assets. They really have their backs against the wall. By the way, I got that quote from Suits. Whenever they're in trouble, they're like, our backs are against the wall. If anyone watches Suits, that's a little Harvey Specter reference. But I mean, they're launching a new chain and they have regulatory scrutiny. It's a risky one. It's a real risky one. And if something goes wrong with Terra 2.0, I don't think there's any coming back, to be honest. So Astroport released an article about how they're migrating to Terra 2.0 and how they will be doing it. So I'm going to quickly show you that. So Astroport will remain live on Terra Classic for as long as the network remains operational. But with the 2 networks running in parallel, so Terra Classic, which is the existing Terra Luna one, and then Terra 2.0, which is the new one, they are going to be doing it this way. So the way it's going to be done is that the 2 networks are running in parallel. So right now, the one that completely screwed up is Terra Classic. That's what it's been renamed. The new one is Terra 2.0, and that's coming out on May 27th. Okay, so Astro tokens are going to be migrating to that. Astro tokens on Terra Classic, which if staked by XYZ Astro, will be used to govern and receive fees from Astroport on Terra Classic. And the new Astro tokens on Terra 2.0 will be distributed based on snapshots of Astro and ex-Astro balances on Terra Classic. All of this is sort of that redemption for people who held tokens of different projects that were on the old Terra Luna chain, so the Terra Classic. And it's basically in a way giving them compensation by giving them 30% of the new tokens. One good advantage is that Terra Luna has a fantastic network, and this one little positive I must say that could be about Terra 2.0 is that the support it has is from very, very, very well-established networks, ones that I've been bullish on, such as Annika, Nexus, Prism, Spectrum, and Stata. They are popular protocols that plan to support Terra 2.0. I mean, they are getting the support of tons of ecosystems out there. I still stand by the stance that I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks since the crash, it's too soon. I would have liked to see their proposal, what the new chain would entail, and have they even told the projects how the new chain will be? Will it fix the previous issues that we've had? We don't know as of yet, but I guess we'll find out on May 27th. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be giving you guys timely updates on what's happening with the Terra Luna ecosystem, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, they explain everything that's happened in a easy to understand way, so check those out. And if you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button and that bell notification. Also, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my personal opinion. These are my thoughts. None of them are to be taken as your thoughts. This is just what I think. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.